Comrades, winter is coming, and with it comes the revolution! Right, I've returned, trying to get back onto my normal uploading schedule, and since it's Friday, that means fan mail and Q&A, starting with some Q&A. Incidentally, children, don't smoke. It's a filthy habit. First, updates. I, of course, returned, trying to get things clean, trying to get organized, all of that jazz. Got a whole mess of backlog stuff I need to get through. Hoping to get some Lego videos uploaded and posted because I've gotten way behind on them, and I've gotten new stuff from Bricks and Wheels that I need to get uploaded, plus I still haven't gotten through all the sets that people have sent me because there's just no time. But as the weather has gone to, you know, standard Pacific Northwest torrential downpours, not going to be a lot of Nerf wearing stuff, so hopefully I'll have time. But, also, as I keep saying, and people continue to not listen, I am not taking commissions right now, so don't ask, because I probably won't even answer your emails, because I've said I'm not taking commissions, so if you're emailing me asking about commissions, taking the time to tell you that I'm not taking commissions is a waste of my time. So, save yourself the trouble. I will tell you when I'm taking commissions again. And finally, there's been a recent increase in people asking for free stuff again. In previous videos, I've explained the issues with me just sending blasters to random kids without their parents' permission. I opened myself up to getting sued if the kid hurts themselves or somebody else with a blaster that I gave them, which is problems I don't need. So the only way you're going to get free stuff out of me is if you come here with your parents and pick it up, which is a wonderful possibility. If you live in the Pacific Northwest area and could, in fact, travel to Tacoma and visit me in my shop, that would be cool, and we will work on stuff together, and you will get free stuff. But other than that, I can't just mail you free stuff. So, there's that. Alright, on with the questions. Lego and stuff. Cap. Would it be possible to make a cap gun fire Nerf darts? Well, could you take the internals out of a Nerf gun and shove them into a cap gun? Obviously, if there's enough room. If you mean, could you make a cap gun fire Nerf darts using the caps as the accelerant? Probably not. There just isn't enough energy in a cap to propel a Nerf dart any reasonable distance. And if you were to, like, take all of the material out of a bunch of caps so that you could, well, essentially you've made a black powder gun. And, yeah, you can fire Nerf out of a black powder gun. It's just dangerous and really, really bad idea. Voidwalker. How would you go about making a Nerf musket with a bayonet? Well, this kind of goes back to the previous question. There was somebody who actually made a muzzle-loading pistol and musket, I believe, that fired rival rounds, that actually required you to use a ramrod to push down the spring mechanism. I haven't actually seen the internals, but I absolutely love the idea and would love to try that. And it fired rival, which was very fitting because it's a musket, it should fire a ball. I should have to, one of these days, I need to look that up and figure it out, because I would love to have some of those for the pirate events that I go to. The Busby pistols, pirate pistols, are lovely and all, but they've got horrific range and they fire darts. I'd much rather have a musket that fired rival rounds that actually loaded like a musket. Block 34. Probably not the right place for it, but I wanted to ask if you've seen or were interested in a product called Build Bonanza. It's apparently tape that has Lego brick on the side of it. I have actually seen this. It shows up in my Facebook feed all the time, and friends keep sending me links to it. I don't really have any particular great use for it. I mean, it would be neat to put it, like, around my Lego table and then, you know, be able to stick Lego to it and it would be fun. But beyond that, it doesn't have a huge use to me, but it is definitely a really nifty idea. Creed King 18. If Hasbro emailed you saying that they were taking a poll on what Nerf lines would people like to see back on the shelves, what 3 lines would you tally? Vortex. I would love to see more Vortex stuff. If nothing else, I'd like to be able to get the ammo again. Probably the old air blasters. I would love to see more compressed air style blasters just because they're so easy to modify and have so much potential. And a third one. I'd like to see, honestly, a remake of a lot of the original N-Strike stuff. They've kind of done that. Everything they had in N-Strike, they ended up coming out with new versions of. But I'd like to see a genuinely elite long strike, and I'd like to see a genuinely elite deploy. I would love to see an actual functional deploying blaster that was elite standards to kind of expunge the stigma left behind by the original deploy. I think that'd be kind of neat. Fox Commander, the artist formerly known as Lego Lane. Favorite Disney movie? Rogue One? I'm gonna go with Rogue One. Vexy Doodle. Bonjour, captain.xavier. Est-ce que vous allez par un nom français? C'est oui. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Je suis actuellement dans mon 12e an en français en Lassie. Oui, mais bien sûr, je m'appelle Xavier. More particularly, Xavier de Normandie. What he's asking, for those of you who don't know, is, do I have a French name? And if so, what is it? Well, Captain Xavier. Xavier was originally my French name from when I took French in high school. That's where I originally started using that name for the first time, which if you've seen Storytime with Captain Xavier, that's explained. I chose the name Xavier because I always liked it, and it had an X in it, which made it cool. And then when I joined Medieval Recreation, it became Captain.xavier de Normandie. My character was from Normandy, but became a mercenary because, as I've said before, my country sucks, can I fight for yours? So yeah, that is in fact where that name came from, was my French class. Marty Veneskayan. Captain, important question. What kind of cake do you like? You'd be hard... Well, actually, there's a couple of cakes I don't like. I'm not a huge fan of anything that involves coconut, so German chocolate cake is right out. But in general, I like chocolate cake, and I like vanilla cake. Never been a fan of lemon cake, really. I do like spice cake, and I do like red velvet cake, but of all the cakes, my favorite cake, without question, is cheesecake. Stephen Marshall, what board games do you play? Well, I used to be a big fan of things like Clue, but people generally won't play Clue with me more than once because they think I'm too good at it. My favorite current board game would probably be Carcassonne. I have most of the expansions. Though I haven't played in so long, I actually have expansions I haven't even gotten to open yet because I've got no one to play with. And I've actually been to Carcassonne, which is why it has a particular place in my heart. Which is neat. It's a beautiful walled city in southern France. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I also used to play the Pirate Constructible mini game, which isn't really a board game. It's more, tabletop as opposed to board game, but I think that counts. You built little pirate ships and you sailed them around and battled each other. Wonderful game. But again, I haven't played it in years because I've got no one to play with anymore. Jesse Nunez. What new blaster are you most excited about rival dart guns? The Kronos is actually the first new Nerf gun that really had me going, I'm buying that when it hits the stores. The Nemesis and the Chaos, those ones didn't really tickle my fancy, but the Kronos absolutely does because it's a pistol. It's the first true rival sidearm, which means I can use it with my shield in our Nerf wars, and it looks magnificently holsterable, and the design is just svelte, and I like it, and I want one. I actually want two, and I will definitely buy a pair when they finally hit stores around here, which they may have already. I don't really follow the Nerf news as well as I should. Mugagato. That's a fabulous name. As a 30-something who wants to get back into Nerf, can you recommend a good starting blaster with limited modding required and another that is a good start for modding? Most of the Springers these days, especially oddly enough some of the off-brand Springers, are really pretty good. And a lot of the rival blasters, like the Artemis, is also a really good starting point because... but the thing is, there isn't a whole lot of modding you can do to a lot of the rival blasters because the springs are already so powerful. And they often have gears in them, and so you don't want to tweak them too much. I'm still a huge fan of the Alpha Trooper, but it's now getting a little bit harder to get a hold of. The Long Shot is also fairly easy to modify. If you want to get into the extreme end, then you're going to need to start getting kits, but you can just throw extra springs in a Long Shot and beef it up fairly well. I'm not sure exactly if you're looking for primaries. You mentioned in the larger part of your comment, Stampedes. If you can get your hands on one, they're available on eBay. They are fabulous and actually are not that difficult to mod. You pretty much increase the spring and up the voltage. After a certain point, you have to start doing more and more mods, but that is a good starting point. What other good ones? The Recon, any of the elite magazine-fed Springers are fairly easy to modify, but have great potential once you start putting kits into them, but you can start by just putting a heavier spring in them and get a fairly decent primary that way. A good place to start modding, you really can't go wrong with the Strife. Depending, well, you didn't really mention whether you wanted to do Springer or Flywheel or Electronic Springer or what. But the Strife is a good place for more serious mods because there is so much potential there with motors and flywheel cages and flywheels. And you can start simple and just do the voltage mod and then flywheel cage and then motors and then flywheels and rewiring and full auto kits and cosmetic kits. It's just the best Nerf platform really still is the Strife, and I'm very glad that they re-released it in Modulus so that we can get our Strifes again. So that's probably my recommendation. Honestly, a Strife would fit for both of those questions, because early Strife modding, you put Trust Fires in it, and you've increased it a little bit, and then you should probably switch to LiPo once you up the motors, and you can just keep adding on to it. It's one that you can just keep building, and it's easy to mod because it's a pistol, so you don't have nearly as many screws that you have to take off, and like the stock and a longer barrel, like in the Stampede. Crazy number of screws, but the Strife, fewer screws, so it's easy to get in and out of. So, yeah, that'd be my recommendation. And finally, Travis Shea, do you wish for more lever action blasters? Yes, actually, because I want to do some cosplays that would really benefit from a good, non-totally fantasy-looking lever action blaster. I'd like to do kind of a steampunk Old West loadout with hammer shots and something lever action, and I'm currently, leaning towards my my Sentinel, but it's already been painted, and I'd like to do one that's a little more cosplay paint job. And for the life of me, can't find another Sentinel at Goodwill, but you never know. Black Friday's coming up, maybe I'll get lucky. But yeah, I like the lever action concept. My father had a lever action 22 when I was growing up that I absolutely loved shooting, and so it kind of have a place in my heart. But yeah. Alright. Bah! Missed. Let's do some fan mail. I have piles of stuff from when I was gone. Some of this stuff I know isn't fan mail. Some of it's stuff that I ordered and had sent to my P.O. box instead of my front door, so it wouldn't get stolen while I was gone. And then I've got, I think, another company sent me some stuff that they want me to review. And I also need to... been waiting on that to do the final review from Lite's second loadout, because I needed stuff that these guys sent me to truly test some of the stuff that Lite sent me. So we'll be getting a look at that. So, fan mail! Alright, no actual letters in the 2 weeks that I was gone, but I did get a couple of smaller packages and some big packages and some all sorts of random stuff. We're going to start with this. Sounds like happiness. From a Stephen Reed, a brick separator. These, I never had one as a child, and I always wanted one, and now I have a gob of them. Did he send me glitter?
Oh. Craft herpes. Oh, God.
Alright. Greetings, Sir Chaylo. Sorry for the delay. This should have gone out weeks ago, but our Aunt Irma came through town, and we are still trying to clean up her mess. I have been a fan of your work since the first time we talked about it on Facebook, and more so since you started your YouTube channel, still working out the kinks on that triple Titan we talked about. Yeah. My better half and I also enjoy watching your Lego Castle videos together. I found this tool while on the vacation in Lego Park and thought it would help your Lego buy the book videos. I'm sure you already have one, but figured it's nice to have a spare. With it is an off-brand tank thing I figured might be good for parts and some minifigs tools I found while packing for our move. Keep up the good work, Stephen. P.S. Totally had my other half write this with my handwriting sucks. P.P.S. Sorry for the glitter. Aha! He knows about craft herpes. I will be glittery for the rest of my life, I have no doubt. Yeah, my handwriting is atrocious too. But it's a very nice one. I actually do have a number of these. I keep them in my Lego room spread out. I have a whole bunch of them. So that nowhere in my Lego room are you ever outside of arm's reach of one of these. And yeah, you can never have too many. So I appreciate that. And we got this off-brand tank with an axe and a wrench that have been taped on it. That's cool. I don't think I had just a regular woodcutting axe. I will have to toss this in a by the book just for fun. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me know how that Triple Titan comes out, because that sounds fantastic. Alright. Let's check out this little one. This one's coming to me from Charlie Coleman Industries, apparently. I don't think this is strictly fan mail. I think this was just something I bought. Sure enough. Yes. A pair of Panthers with the white barrel. The good ones, I believe. I've been wanting to build more of the Zapper Blaster Panther builds. One for myself and one for the curator. I need one for my Nintendo loadout, and he wants one because he's a huge nerd like me. So now I have good Panthers to do those builds with. So that is lovely. Alright, we're going to go with this little one. Open this side. Cher Captain Xavier.Commissions, I have enjoyed your videos for some time now, as well as chatting with you about Lego in the comments. The nostalgia I feel from watching your Lego videos has inspired me to bring down old Lego sets from the attic and build them with my kids, which has been very enjoyable. This is my first time sending fan mail to someone, and I hope it finds you well, or rather that you find it well, or maybe that it finds you well and you find it undamaged. Anyway, I have no idea if you chose to keep the 4-barrel cylinder from the Ratchet Blast or not, but it wasn't the first time I've heard you mention you didn't have any old school Megas, so I decided to fix that. I included 4. 2 of them in particular I believe came from the Eagle Eye, and while I have fond memories of that specific blaster from my childhood, I've felt the need to include them. The reason should be fairly obvious. The second thing I'm sending is something I decided to make after watching a video of yours some time ago. I believe you stated that Blacktron was your favorite space faction. It got me thinking that a Blacktron-themed Nerf loadout would be pretty much the coolest thing ever. Oh, yes, it would. All the black and yellow would be excellent with the triangles. Yes. I imagine it would either Sonic Green Nerf blasters or potential Drain blasters, since Lego used to use those megaphone pieces as laser guns. Ah, that's true. Yeah, if you went with the next generation Blacktron, the white, black, and green, then the green series would work beautifully. I prefer the older black and yellow, but yeah, the megaphones would probably work. My original intent was to put Velcro on it so that it could be worn on tack gear, but it ended up it had brittle from the paint, and I didn't know if it would be suitable. It didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted, but such is life. It's the first of 2 Blacktron-themed items I decided to make, but the other isn't finished. Should I ever finish it, the end result, it's a total disappointment. I will send it as well. And it is a total disappointment. Keep up the good work, Joseph Landrum. Well, I am glad that I have brought Lego into the lives of your children through my videos, and I can't wait to see what is in here, because that sounds amazing. 4 old school Mega Darts. That is amazing. You have no idea how hard these are usually to get a hold of. So now I can truly test old school Mega stuff when I do K26 without having to re-barrel, and I could probably make a shotgun. I would be so reluctant to actually fire these on a battlefield for fear that they would get lost or damaged, but for testing, that is fantastic. And what have we got here? Ah. Oh, sweet. That is fantastic. This is the next generation Blacktron that I mentioned, the white, black, and green, as opposed to the original black and yellow. That is very, very pretty. And yet, it does feel a little bit brittle, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put sticky back Velcro on that so that I can use this as a patch on my gear, because that is just too cool. The transparent green, all of their transparent green stuff was that shade. That is super, super cool, sir. I would love to have a black and yellow one as well, maybe one on one shoulder and one on the other shoulder, because Blacktron is definitely still my favorite space line ever. Is there anything else? Well, it did in fact arrive undespoiled in a beautiful condition. Thank you so much. That is classy stuff, sir. And yes, I will probably get a hold of you just to say thank you again some more, because cool stuff. Alright, what do we want to take a look at next? I think I'm going to take a look at this big one next. From the Amazon... Nope. No idea what this is from. Could be anything. Looks like an Amazon box, though. Alright. There's a note. Captain Xavier, look, more K-26 fodder from us. Because you need it. And you can never do too many loot boxes. Sincerely, Nathan Talesian and wife. You two are awesome. What have we got here? Ooh. It is some manner of giant off-brand bow. It looks like the off-brand version of the Strata bow. Yes. Excellent. As you say, can never have too much K-26 fodder. And, you sent me the smaller bow. So those two are definitely going to be an episode. Possibly next week's episode. I'll do this bow and that little bow that you sent me. Fabulous. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Alright. I'm going to save that one. So we're going to take a look at this one. I have no idea what it is or where it's from. It confuses me, but I'm super curious. It is indeed a vest. Very cool. So whoever sent this to me, let me know why, so that I can properly do what needs to be done, whether it's supposed to be reviewed or if it's just, here, have a vest. Because I definitely didn't order this. Very cool. Let's go with this one. Again, no idea what this one's about. Aha! It is. Okay. This is a German officer trench coat from World War I for a cosplay that I'm planning to do for Steamposium at the end of this month. My little sisters and I are going to go to Steamposium together, and this is part of the... Anyway, this is part of the costume that I'm planning to do. I'm going to do an undead German World War I officer. And I've gotten most of the accoutrement. I'm still still waiting for the gas mask, because it's going to be a horror thing, because it's Halloween themed steampunk stuff. So that's going to be my loadout, and that ought to be a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open this one next. Again, I think I know what it is. Yep, sure enough. Okay, this one will have its own video. This is stuff from a company called Banggood. They are similar to Lytake, that they are a wholesaler of Nerf aftermarket stuff. They have a lot of worker stuff. I think pretty much everything in here that I ordered was all worker stuff. So this will be my first really all worker review, which will have its own video, hopefully out very, very soon. Like I said, a lot of the Lytake stuff that I got in my last couple of Lytake stuff, I needed some of these parts to be able to do it, because I got a lot of half darts, and this contains half dart magazines. So those will be done in conjunction, or rather, they'll end up with separate videos, but a lot of the testing will be done in conjunction. So look forward to that. I finally am getting sent stuff by companies because I've gotten important? I don't know. I just like free stuff. All right, now we're gonna open this one because it is heavy and sounds amazing and is covered in duct tape. I'm contacting you from Minnesota Iron Range. I am 16 and am always excited to see your videos on both your channels. My Nerf loadout and only Nerf guns are a Flip Fury and a Strong Arm and a Jolt with a Tech 3 spring. It's a perfectly good loadout. Story time, I found a Boomco dart at the recycling center and a blue Elite dart on a walk path, a zombie dart on the sidewalk, and a dart at the park. I found the remains of a Valentine dart. In this box, I thought you could use is a Stefan with a piece of foam as the tip, for it's my last shot fired. At the dump nearby-ish was a Vortex stock, an Alpha Trooper without the priming thing, 2 Mavericks, and a Barricade. I want to go... Good Lord, you got the full inventory. Mod idea. Take a Raven with bigger motors, long shot front gun with this gun remade and Devastator into place and a gray double dealer stock, the Desolator. I like it. Sincerely, Ian, aka Hollow Scorn on YouTube. So Hollow Scorn on YouTube, check him out. Okay, I didn't read all of the whole thing because this is apparently the most magnificently jam-packed, weird Spider-Man drawing. An American flag, an M&M notepad, kind of a drop pouch looking thing, an M&M Christmas tree ornament, another American flag, Lego movie cup, soothing body lotion, a volt tester, a fancy yo-yo, bouncy ball, random rocks and screws and springs, Lego bits, one empty box, more lotion, a bunch of pins, including an American flag pin, ooh, a Red Cross pin, a pouch, notepad, it's an otter box, very nice heavy surgical scissors, duct tape, electrician's tape. Yeah, I think this was a dart holder off a blowgun. Key ring with a compass, a couple of Hot Wheels cars. Oh, now that is cool. That is very, very cool. I have a larger one of these that's magnetic that I can like stick to things when I'm on Nerf events to set a checkpoint or a rally point for the humans to try to get to us. This is a much smaller one that won't take up nearly as much room in my gear. That is cool. Pirate skull light blinking keychain thing. The Monster Hunter lady. I don't actually think I had any Chima previously, so that's fairly nifty. Oh, a Palpatine in his non-city looking loadout. Another Chima. Oh, this is the Gorilla Chima. And a ninja, a black one and a white one. Oh, mummy! Oh yeah, I do have this knight, but the nice thing about knights and Legos, you can never have too many. More tape. More electrician's tape. Marbles, bouncy balls, a bobber, a couple of small rulers. Very cool. A random bit of rubber. Tiny little LED. Little bottles. Pair of tweezers. The Lego frog and some flowers. Some Lego weapons. A rubber yin-yang duck. A Lego banana. Small black shark. Minuscule pair of pliers. Some very small aluminum carabiners. Those are always useful. A cute blue rhinoceros. A pencil. Candy cane pen. Some black and white balloons. The remains of the Tech 3. A whole bunch of pens and pencils. The ripcord Lego wheelie thing. Oh, there's two of them. Yes. They're both for the two. They match. Okay, got it. A blaze orange bandana with information on it. Aha, the darts and the cylinder. Here's the hand sanitizer. Yep. More notepads, because you can never have too many notepads. Another Hot Wheel car. The artificially flavored singles to go. Well, this is quite without a doubt the most diverse and random assortment of fan mail stuff I have ever received. There's some really good stuff in here, though. I really like that. I will have to eventually go through it and sort it and find homes for it all. I'm going to use this for lunch. This reminds me of payment my mercenary company got once for a war that we fought in. We got this huge trunk of very, very random stuff, and we had an excellent time after the war going through and doling it out so that everybody got something from the box. And it has some sentimental results of... We no longer accept penis monkeys in trade. That's a long story. It'll show up in Storytime with Captain Xavier someday. But, yes, we no longer consider the penis monkey a standard unit of currency. Alright, well that is my first fan mail video from after getting back. Some really cool stuff. Looking forward to doing the review on the worker stuff. Looking forward to working with the Panthers and building this little Lego tank and going through this box of random stuff and just... so much good stuff going on. Going to have a lot of fun this summer working, hoping to do some collaborations with Out of Darts. He and I have been talking about doing a collaboration, and now that winter is in and we can settle down, we're hoping to build some stuff together, and that should be a lot of fun. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Thank you for all the fan mail. Feel free to add more questions to the comments of this one, and thank you for watching.